Hello everyone, it's Splash and I'm back with a very special video today. It's a video that I've been planning on doing for, well, probably 2-3 years since I first started doing videos, and I've always meant to do it, but it was so difficult. I hurt my back so much trying to do it that I just never ever finished the videos or just never put them up. So I'm doing this from scratch, but basically I wanted to show my entire Blu-ray collection. And the reason why I say I hurt my back a lot before was because my Blu-rays would be all over the place, and what I was attempting to do was get them all on the floor, and then I could show each one individually. But there's so many thousands that, well, it's not so many thousands, so many hundreds, it's like 1400. It would take so long, and like by the time I'd gotten half on the floor, my back was killing me, and it just seemed like a big big thing to do. So what I eventually did was, this past week, is I put all my Blu-rays together on quite a few bookshelves, but they're all in one room. They're all in my living room now, so it's a lot easier to show them. Now I'm not going to be going through every single individual one, but I will show everyone very briefly. But yeah, it's been quite a quite a journey for the Blu-rays for me, because when I first moved in here in 2009, I had about 100 Blu-rays, and I sold a lot of them off, and I went and collected HD DVDs for a good year from 2009 to 2010. And in that time frame, I had like 300-400 HD DVDs, which I ended up selling. But I just thought at the time it was cheaper to get those than Blu-rays. So why have the movies on Blu-ray when I could have them on HD DVD? Rather stupid, but that's the way it goes. So I remember in 2009, I actually had 6 Blu-rays on my shelf. One of them was the trilogy, the Spider-Man trilogy, and then there was like 5 Steelbooks, and that was my whole Blu-ray collection. And that was 2009 or 2010, something like that. And now, obviously, 4 or 5 years later, it's pretty bloody massive. So I just thought I'd show them, and they're in a sort of order, kind of. Different orders, different genres, and there's some crazy ways that I've done it, but hopefully it'll be a good video. So we'll just crack on. Obviously I've shown a lot of my Steelbooks before, but this is how I'm displaying them at the moment. At the top I've got like 9 or 10 Steelbooks that I've got on display. There's the Rambos there, The Walking Dead, the first 2 seasons, because the 3rd season is a jumbo, so it doesn't, I don't have a jumbo stand. There's the Last Stand Gold Edition, the Captain America and Thor HMV exclusives, the Thor 2 Zabi exclusive, and then on the end of the second bookshelf I've got the Wolf of Wall Street, and I also got the Walking Dead on the end there. Here's my Batman statue, which I like a lot. So yeah, those just on the top, and then after that I have my Steelbooks on the shelves. There's about 7 or 8 shelves of Steelbooks, and these ones at the moment are the ones that I'm keeping, because I am selling off a lot of my Steelbooks, as I've mentioned in other videos. So these ones are the ones I'm keeping. Now, this first shelf is predominantly Warner Brothers. So what I've done is taken all of the Steelbooks from the same publisher, Warner Brothers, Fox, Paramount, Arrow, Eureka, whatever, and put them together in alphabetical order, because it makes them look, smarter on the shelf, especially when they're all like uniform, a lot of them. Which, when I used to have them all together, I don't now, but when I used to have all the Eurekas together, they'd look really good. So yeah, this is just the first shelf, and so they're in alphabetical order. You can probably see them there: 300, American History X, Argo, Batman, the rest of the Batmans, Blade Runner, Clash of the Titans. So yeah, these are just the ones that I've decided I want to keep, and I think it's a good selection. Forbidden Planet is a favourite there, Gravity 3D, Inception, although I don't really need that, the Steelbook, but I like the Steelbook. I've got the briefcase version, which I'll show near the end. Ninja Assassin, which is a French import, very nice. Sucker Punch, Director's Cut, which is a great Steelbook. And at the end here we then get to Wrath of the Titans 3D. It's a bit dark here, so you'll see it there. I've got the light on, but it's just such a dark day today, you wouldn't think it's July. And then this is the beginning of the Fox Steelbooks. It was 28 days later. and 28 weeks later. Now you'll see there's a lot on my shelves. I've got so many that a lot of the shelves I've had to stack them this way. I'm hoping to get rid of a few more, all the Steelbooks that I've got to sell, and then these can get off the ends and onto, you know, the actual major part of the bookcase. So yeah, that's the first shelf. Just taking me 4 minutes. This could take a while. Sorry if I get out of breath, but I'm going to be very knackered at the end of this talking for God knows how long. So bear with me. Right, so the next shelf, I really wish this was brighter. I don't know why it's so dark. I don't really want to open the curtains because around here you don't want people to know what you've got. So I'll try my best anyway to try and get out of the light. Yeah, so we've got the Die Hards there. These are all Fox releases. Life of Pi 3D, that's a nice one with a like a lenticular magnet on the front. The Star Wars, which I'm still not sure if I'm keeping the Star Wars, because I've got the box set, so I don't really need both, but we'll see for now. I'm keeping them for now, but I'm not too sure on them. The really lovely Roger Rabbit Steelbook there, the Godfather trilogy, and of course Iron Man 1 and 2 on the end. Move around this way so you can see those, and a few more here. The Iron Man 3, Jack Reacher, that is dark, bloody hell. Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, Mission Impossibles, Pain and Gain, which is another rare one. And then the next shelf, these are all Paramounts, of course. By now they were Fox, now they're on Paramounts. Star Trek, the only Star Trek one that I kept. So I'm selling or sold the rest. Top Gun, Transformers, stuff like that. And then we finish off with World War Z at the end of the Paramounts. There's the Return of the Living Dead, which is a one, just a one Steelbook on its own from Second Sight, and then we have the Universal Steelbooks all the way through here. Jaws. Now this Inglourious Basterds is actually the UK limited edition box, but I took the Blu-ray out and put the Steelbook in to make my own sort of collector's edition. There's Chronicles of Riddick, another well sought after version. And then some more here. We have The World's End, of course, another very rare one. And then we start on with the Sony ones, The Amazing Spider-Man, that's the German 3D one. And some other nice releases, District 9 and Evil Dead, Django Unchained. Then we move down again. Oh, to get down on me bum for this one. So then we have the remainder of the Sony's is Ghostbusters, which will be joined by Ghostbusters 2 when that comes out. Looking forward to that. Godzilla, which is a new release I just got. The Spider-Man trilogy, and then Black trilogy. And then we continue on through to Studio Canal releases, starting with The Aviator and End of Watch, and going through there's Rush, another sought after Steelbook. Stargate, There Will Be Blood. And then we have a few, for some reason I've put the Kubricks together, even though they're Warner Brothers, just because I like the look of them together, and they wouldn't be together, you know, up there. And we've got some Lionsgate releases, Filth and From Distil Dawn, all got that good stuff. Machete Kills, Pulp Fiction, obviously a well sought after release, Reservoir Dogs, Warrior. And then that's the end of the Steelbooks for this part. What I'll do is I'll show the rest of the Steelbooks first before I move on, so bear with me. Okay, so up here we have a few sort of just randoms I got from some of the smaller companies. Two Guns, Ender's Game from Entertainment One, The Raid, Looper, Red 2 and Seven Psychopaths. Icon releases, Devil's Double Drive and Transporter 3, Satoichi from Artificial Eye. And then I've got my Disney releases, which I am keeping all of my Disney releases. So that's all of the Disney so far. Some really nice ones in there. Frozen, which is going for a pretty penny, as is Aladdin. And there's the Pixar releases and some other Disney releases like Nightmare Before Christmas, Mary Poppins, The Lone Ranger, Rocketeer, Tron. And then I've got my German imports, just a few that I'm keeping, and then a few Arrow releases that I'm keeping, including Zombie Flesh Eaters, which is awesome. The one Eureka release I'm keeping, which is Serpico, and the new Turtles Steelbook. And there's a couple here that I'm keeping as well, just on the top there. Halloween, the Resident Evils from Germany, Bitch Slap, which is Italian import, Old Boy, Seven Samurai, Underworld 3D, which is Italian import, Fanboys. And then these ones, on Shawshank Redemption, these ones I'm selling, and all of these here I'm selling as well. I'll just briefly flash across those. But yeah, all of these are up for sale at the moment. See, this is what I mean about the Eurekas. They look really good when they're all together on the shelf. And then the next shelf, these are all again for sale. Got an extra Steel Pinocchio there. I don't know if that's out of print or not. So yeah, the nice Canadian V for Vendetta there, the Wizard of Oz, the Play Star Trek, if anyone wants that. And okay, come back straight away with some more. Alright, so that first video, even though I'm only supposed to have 8 minutes on HD, it actually went 11 minutes, that was good. So we'll continue on with the remaining few Steelbooks on this final shelf of Steelbooks. Again, these are the ones that are for sale. And some of them are quite nice Steelbooks, but I needed to shed some. I have sold about 60 or 70, but I've still got well over 100, and I think it's about 120 that I still have to sell. So they're all the ones that I'm selling. And then we can move on now to my regular Blu-rays. So everything from now on is not a shill for things I'm selling. This is the collection from here on in. So firstly, we have my what I consider drama. Now, these aren't going to be perfect. You know, sometimes you might see something in here that you might think is action, or in the action bit you might think it's drama, but it's just what I've put it under. I could be wrong, but it's just what just for ease, I've put it under that. Now, these are not in order of publisher or anything, they're just in alphabetical order. Starting with 12 Years a Slave, there's American Hustle there, Ben-Hur Collector's Edition, which is why I'm selling the Steelbook. Try and get some light here, it's still pretty dark, which is ridiculous for the time of day, but there you go. You should still be able to see them though, Dallas Buyers Club there. So yeah, these are all my dramas. I guess that's what I've sort of put them under. A lot of these as well I put like maybe not real life, but sort of, you know, retellings of things like biopics for like Hitchcock or The Iron Lady, Lincoln, Mandela, stuff like that, you know. So some real life stuff. Rush, that's my Rush 2-disc lenticular, and then the Zodiac on the end, which I love. And then after that we have my animation movies. These are non-Disney animation, because I have one with Disney separate. So these are all the non-Disney animation. So yeah, we've got The Adventures of Mark Twain there, which is a really nice release from Eureka. There's quite a lot of 3D movies in here, I'll tell you that much for free. B movies are the favourite of mine. Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2, and yeah, Dante's Inferno is kind of out of place here because it's not really, it's animation but it's not for kids, but I didn't really know where else to put it. I do have some other animation elsewhere that's with all of my comic book superhero films, but I couldn't really put Dante's Inferno there, so that's been lumbered in with all of these. So now we're on the bottom shelf, so I have to come down even further, excuse me. Oh, this is what happens when you're doing it all with a handheld camera. Right down the bottom. Again, try and get some light here. We've got Despicable Me 1 and 2. They're both in 3D. You can see them. There's like Futurama there. Futurama Blu-rays. Happy Feet, Hop. There's a lot. I do like animated films, so yeah, there's a lot of them around here. The Ice Age films, Kung Fu Pandas in 3D, the Madagascar films, the Open Season films, all three of them in Blu-ray, which the third one isn't easy to get. It's from America. Got Rio there, I'll be looking forward to getting Rio 2. And then there's the Shrek the Shrek quadrilogy. And the end there, Simpsons, the Smurfs, and we've got the last few here: South Park, Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie, Turbo, and Yogi Bear, Wallace and Gromit. And then here we have the it's sort of a strange genre, but I've put like horror, thriller, chiller, if you know what I mean, all in one. It's kind of weird, but that's just how I've done it. So yeah, we have a few up here at the top: Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter 3D, American Mary, Black Snake Moan. It's an import. It's not out over here for some bizarre reason. I really love that film. Child's Play, great stuff. Just wish I had a Steelbook. I know it's getting a metal pack, whatever it's called, Future Pack, but I'm not going to touch those with a barge pole. Final Destination movies, all 5. The Fly, the original Fly, not the original Fly, the remake Fly. Jennifer's Body with the special slipcase, the one that pops out at you. Very good. Maybe I should bring some of these out to show. It all depends on if they're special or not, really. So yeah, there's the few Resident Evil animations there, because I've got the rest in Steelbooks, and then all the Saw movies. And then on the bottom shelf, this is the remainder of the sort of horrors, if you like. The Scream movies are in there, and after that there's some foreign movies, like Hero, House of Flying Daggers, stuff like that, Kung Fu Hustle, and then a few animation boxes on the end. Also have some sort of like musicals and stuff like that up here. The bottom there, I've not got many, but I've got like Bugsy Malone, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Singing in the Rain, Wizard of Oz, and Little Shop of Horrors. I'm not a huge musical guy, but I do like comedy musicals, and some of them are just so good that I don't mind saying that I like them. You know, Mary Poppins and stuff like that. So now we're up at the top of the next shelf. This is a bigger shelf, and this one, this shelf is the Sony Blu-ray Classic collection, which I think there's 19 Blu-rays in the collection, and they all have the same type of slipcase, and they all have the numbers on the end. Now I've sealed all these up to keep them from getting damaged, but there's some really, really classic films in there: Stand By Me, Midnight Express, Gandhi, The Guns of Navarone, or Navarone, as the late great Rick Mail once said. Close Encounters, which I don't really need the Steelbook, that's why it's getting sold. Groundhog Day, Lawrence of Arabia, and then here, this is my Arrow Video limited edition collection. This is every one of the Arrow limited edition slipbox versions they ever made. Some of them are quite rare now, very rare indeed actually, specifically the Dawn and Day of the Deads. But yeah, this is all, I think there's 27 of them, including the ones that were limited to like 1,000 copies, which was the Black Sunday and the Elisa and the Devil, and also the Zombie Flesh Eaters, which was limited to 500. And in the end, I've got a couple of other Arrow releases, like the limited editions of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Battle Royale. It's a Cinema Parody, so which is not a limited edition, but just a nice collector's edition. There's also Hell Comes to Frogtown and Hellgate, which are both limited to 1,000 copies, so they're very rare. And then on the next shelf down, it is Digibooks at the top. Got all the different Digibooks here, imports first, and then all the Studio Canal slim Digibooks, and then the thicker Digibooks from Universal. Most of them, I think almost all of them are Universal. Really nice Digibook releases there. Really love the Digibooks. A couple of tins of Band of Brothers and Pacific, and then we got into my movie box sets. These are in alphabetical order, but there's no rhyme or reason. It's not, that's why I've got Alien next to American Pie next to Angels and Demons. They're just in order this way, and they never used to be until I moved these over. They used to be in all sorts of different orders, really, but this is how they are on the shelf at the moment. The Star Wars collection with the limited edition internet exclusive Cenotype inside, the Wayne's World box set, which I got from America. It's actually just a slipcase with 2 individual Amaries inside. And then we get down to the TV series box sets. These are kind of alphabetical, but not really. Just because I didn't want to have Breaking Bad's on different shelves or Dexter's on different shelves. Yeah, there's the Big Bang Theories. Modern Family on the first bit. Second bit has Breaking Bad and Boardwalk Empire. The third one has Dexter and the first 2 seasons of Hawaii Five-0. I've got a couple of box sets on the end, like Heroes and the Universe Collection. And there's some more box sets on this part. Lost, all the episodes of Lost, and all the episodes of The Office on Blu-ray. I've got the first 4 seasons on DVD and the last 5 on Blu-ray, imported from America. Prison Break Collection, Rubber Chicken seasons 5 and 6, because they weren't released on DVD here, so I got them on Blu-ray. They're not easy to grab a hold of cheap. Star Wars, Clone Wars, a couple of those, South Parks that were released on Blu-ray here, they don't do them anymore. And the Tintin collection there. The next one down has some more TV series. There's also some okay, forgot to catch that one before it ran out of time. Yeah, we've got some like a Bruce Lee documentary, I Am Bruce Lee, along with Enter the Dragon special edition, a couple of sports Blu-rays. That's all I've really got. The Olympics and a couple of football Blu-rays. We've got Fringe there, Terminator, and just some other random series. And then we've got my nature documentaries and nature series from the BBC and Sky, things like that. The David Attenborough releases, Africa and Human Planet, Planet Earth. There's the Wonders collection as well, Wonders of Life, a few other random nature releases, and then we have like An Idiot Abroad and The Morning of Life from Carl Pilkington, and there's some other TV series, Eastbound and Down, Nikita, Gavin and Stacey. And then we have some like box sets on the end here, like Apocalypse Now and Close Encounters. That's my 3rd Close Encounters box set. The Yellow Submarine Digibook and the Expendables Hero Pack German import Steelbook set. So that is the 3rd section, and then we've got the final section now, which is over the way a little bit. We've got a few box sets on top. These are the bigger box sets. The UEFA Archive Films one is actually DVD, but it fits on the shelf with the rest of them. There's the Sound of Music Canadian import limited edition with lots of extra tat, the Titanic Amazon exclusive, the Star Trek 3D Steelbook from Entertainment Store with the ship, which I paid like double what it goes for now, and it's the lovely Watchmen Collector's Edition, which has got the complete ultimate cut on Blu-ray, and also the comic book as well. You know, the graphic novel physical hardback copy, which is still sealed because I've got an unsealed copy as well. They're quite rare now, but it's also got the motion picture, the motion comic, you know what I'm talking about, on Blu-ray as well. So yeah, that's a really lovely set. So next we have just a couple of boxes I didn't have anywhere space for. That's new in the collection, the Police Academy there and Alfred Hitchcock. I've also got a few wrestling Blu-rays left. This is all I've got left of my Blu-ray. I used to have like about 60-70 Blu-rays, wrestling Blu-rays, but with this now having the network, I decided to sell off like all wrestling DVDs, all my Blu-rays. Made a massive amount of money, many thousands of pounds. So just the last few that I'm keeping there. Then I've got my Studio Ghibli releases. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting for them to sort out the numbers, which is why I've got 2 number 3s and 2 number 6s, I think. I don't know, 2 number 4s. They've got to sort them out, but that's the actual order that they're in, with just a few left to get. And then it's on to my comedy Blu-rays. These again are just in alphabetical order. Some really awesome films in there. Borat is a big favourite of mine. I love that film. The Clerks movies, and some more down the front here. Dogma, which is a US import, not released in the UK for some bizarre reason. Dumb and Dumber, I'm looking forward to watching the second Dumb and Dumber film. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is always a classic, got to have that in your collection. And the next shelf here down is Grand Budapest Hotel, which I just got yesterday. Watched that, really enjoyed that. Sorry, I got it on Saturday, it's Monday now. got out on Saturday, really enjoyed it. I watched it yesterday. Yeah, Hot Shots as well. I've got a few new Blu-rays that I haven't shown yet, so I'll do them in my next haul update at the end of the month. So this is like a sneak preview of those. There's like stashes of like 5 on the end here, so I'll move them out a bit. But these are all my comedies continuing on, various types of films. There's The Mask there, which is very rare Blu-ray now. I still need to get one of the Monty Python films, The Meaning of Life. I didn't realise it come out on Blu-ray, so I need to still pick that one up. Yeah, scary movies there, all 5 of those. Space Jam and the Imports, Spaceballs, great film, of course. And there's the Ted with the slipcase. It's quite a rare slipcase, that one. Trading Places, which you have to have in your collection as well. I think there's certain films that are must-haves if you like comedy, that is. So yeah, this is just the end of the comedies. A few Christmas Blu-rays there, and then we get on to the what I consider action, but it's a difficult genre really, because some of these might be more drama, some of them might be more fantasy, more like family films, but it's just how I've done it. So these start off with 4, 3, 2, 1 and 47 Run, stuff like that. Conan movies. A very guilty pleasure of mine that I had imports and that out on Blu-ray here, Dead or Alive, DOA, based on the video games. But I love that film. Drive, it's a lovely slipcase as well for Drive. Going onwards, still on the action films. There's a lot of 3Ds in here as well, just weird. Like I've got there Jack the Giant Slayer, John Carter, Journey 2, Jumper and Jurassic Park, and they're all just in alphabetical order, and they're all in 3D, so it's quite a coincidence there. And we come down to Karate Kids, Kingdom of Heaven, A Knight's Tale, that's another new one I've gotten, Labyrinth, Le Mans. There's the Lord of the Rings extended editions, which did come in a box set. The box set was damaged when I got it, so I just chucked those away. Not chucked it away, but put it away. There's the Chronicles of Narnia. See, the Narnia films are in there, National Treasure, but they're not the same as some of these other films. Pirates of the Caribbean are in there. Red and Red State, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So yeah, just continue on with all the action films there, and then we come down to there's the Transformers, including the Transformers animated movie, which is not easy to find. Okay, there's Triple X is the end of that. There's a few comedy Blu-rays, stand-up Blu-rays, some sort of documentary types, and then we get onto the this is all of the comic book / superhero movies that I don't have on Steelbook. There's still a lot of them. So yeah, there's some animation in here, but there's also live action stuff. There's all the Blade films, a lot of Batman films, some Green Lanterns, the Iron Mans that I've still got the Amaries for because they have the bonus discs. Justice League movies, The Punisher, which is out of print, Scanner Darkly, which is out of print, Son of Batman, which I just got yesterday. And not yesterday, Saturday. I keep forgetting yesterday was Sunday. All the Superman films as well, animated films. Going down to Van Helsing, and then we have down here on the last shelf, which is try and get some light on the subject. These are on the bottom shelf. These are all my Disneys, but there's a lot less Disneys now. Because they keep bringing them out on Steelbook, so the Disneys are actually there's very few of them now. In fact, if I look, I've got Snow White, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Sword in the Stone, Fox and the Hound, Beauty and the Beast 3D, Lion King 3D, Tarzan, Fantasia 2000, Brother Bear, Chicken Little, The Wild, Meet the Robinsons, Bolt, Princess and the Frog, Tangled 3D, and Wreck-It Ralph 3D, which I do have a Steelbook for as well. That's like 16 Disney films that are left that haven't had Steelbooks yet, and actually Pinocchio's got one as well. It's 15. So yeah, there's not many left now that that I don't have on Steelbook. But then there's all the Pixar releases and some of the sequels as well, like 100 Dalmatians 2 and Cinderella 2 and 3, Jungle Book 2, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the end of those, and my battery's about to die and I'm going to run out of time again. I do have a couple over here as well. Mad Max tin, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future tin, Bond 50 box set, there's Scarface there under my Hellgast, the Inception and Lion King box sets, my E.T. spaceship, and From Dusk Till Dawn. So that's it, that's all of my Blu-rays in one go, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, bye for now.